within yourself. What do you see?
Welcome back to the Oceanic Pro League for Week 5. This is your Saturday. My name is Michael Hingers-Hing. And before we get into Game 2 of Chiefs versus Avant, I want to let you know about the OPL Show podcast that you can download via iTunes or on SoundCloud. Now, unfortunately, last week you missed a week because of some technical and legal troubles. But don't worry, we'll be back in 2 weeks after IAM to wrap up all of your League of Legends news. So you can find that in your iTunes in 2 weeks' time. All right, let us get into Game 2. Chiefs versus Avant. I'm joined here at the desk by our in-house OPL analyst, Nathan Mendrix-Mendez, and also captain and support player for XL5, Bradley Seymour. Sorry, Bradley T-Gun Seymour. I apologize, Mr. Goon. Now, let's get into this. Chiefs, a lot of hype going into this match for AV. They've obviously faltered, not had a great game one. Chiefs just look very dominant. So AV, what are they looking for in this Game 2? What do they need to get back onto this?
Hopefully they just play better across the board. That sounds really brutal, but that's what needs to happen. Chiefs look like they're playing really, really well, and there's not a lot you can take away when they play at their best. They're the best team in OS. There's no two ways about it. So hopefully AV will have some sort of cheese pick, something that they can do to get themselves back into the game, and really don't just go straight up, because they're not going to win if they do that.
Yeah, and really, when I was looking at those Chiefs there, I wanted to change my tips. I was thinking 2-1. They were playing such a high level of league that I just really wanted to say maybe it is going to be a 2-0 coming across here. So Avant really do need to take it up a notch in order to deal with the form that Chiefs are in right now.
Well, let's talk about these Chiefs picks, because that seems to be T-Gun's prediction of what's going to happen in Game 2. You've seen these guys play in solo queue. You've what's a Chiefs pick for AV? Obviously, I mean, Tryndamere top for series.
Yeah,
going into Swiper.
Just go into something weird. Pick Tryndamere. Pick something silly bot. Maybe
Blitzcrank.
Maybe Blitz. Maybe Vel'Koz. Maybe Brand even. Bring Brand back. Do something crazy. Because just playing normally, it's just not cutting it.
You could even take a leaf out of Legacy's book and look to go to have like sort of lane priority in that bot lane. Get yourself a Lucian and a Braum sort of figure. Just go for lane priority when you feel like you are getting hit that hard, and just something that's a bit more comfortable that you can just win lane with.
Yeah, or just try and do something weird. Go for lane priority and then swap lane and just try and punish top lane. Go for an early tower. Just try and don't play a standard game. I can't stress this enough. I don't want to see another standard game because it wasn't close.
So we're looking to do a lane swap. Make sure we just sacrifice Chiefs. Like, just sacrifice the first blood tower for the Chiefs. Sort of that way.
Well, you don't have to do it straight away. Just play your lane for 5 minutes, then leave.
Right.
Okay,
I see. Okay. Well, okay. Outside of Chiefs picks, what are you thinking in terms of strategy and mentality going into Game 2? Is this another series where AV just should roll the dice and go hard and go early?
Like I said, they need to reset mentally. They can't go in with really a lot of thought about the last game, because if they do that, they're just setting themselves up for failure. Go in, act like it's the first game. Just act like that never happened, because after today, they're going to do the exact same thing. They're not going to want to remember that, and try and work from start.
Yeah, and what's good about that as well is means you continue to be proactive, because you do let the previous game sort of dwell on your mind. That's when you start doing you start being more reactive. You basically start falling over and just letting yourself die in the end.
All right, well, we're looking for AV to clean the slate and get off to a good start in this Game 2. So to see if they can claw it back to go 1-1 with the Chiefs, let's hand off to our casters, Spawn and Fish.
Thank you very much, Hingers. We're about to get into Game 2 of this best-of-3 series. And you know what? He was mentioning the podcast earlier, Spawn. It's unfortunate that had to be pulled, because it was a really good roast in that podcast. I feel sorry for the guy that had to listen to that.
Don't worry, mate. We've still got another podcast to come. I'm sure I can get one of them back in there, baby.
Well, we've got some time. Hopefully it just slips the
Not going to tell you who it was, but he needs to be more punctual in future. That's all I'm saying.
But now that we are into picks and bans for the second match between Avant and Chiefs. Chiefs were very clinical in that first game. AV, I mean, threw in some interesting picks and a different team come to what we kind of expected, but didn't work out against Chiefs. Now they're on blue side. Let's see if they can force some picks to go in their favor. For now, taking away Malzahar as well as Varus. Malzahar ban coming out on the blue side here.
Yeah, LeBlanc or Rengar is going to be left open unless AV bans one of them right now. See which one it is. Stay tuned. 15 seconds. Bum, bum, bum.
You and Hingers are on fire today. To say it nicely. Did you two like have a secret meeting at breakfast or something and talked about these puns that are going on?
Not at all. I had a donut for breakfast. It was great. It was cookie and cream. Fantastic.
I stole one of Rusty's. That was nice.
No, you guys went to a different donut place. Mug Life. I went to the coffee of the day around the corner.
But Rengar has been banned out here by Avant Garde, so Chiefs should go for a LeBlanc ban. If not, we kind of expect AV to block that one in.
Maybe they go for LeBlanc, or maybe they leave it open, and then they take themselves Shen plus Kha'Zix, because that is the last strong jungler really left open, potentially.
LeBlanc's been left open.
Yeah, well, they just throw the gauntlet. Can Triple play LeBlanc?
Have we seen a LeBlanc game?
Nah, we haven't. Has been nerfed a little bit. You can see Triple is kind of confused.
A little bit.
Passive still, it's down. Are we on 7.3? I think we're on 7.3. We're on 7.3.
Avant Garde decide they don't want LeBlanc. Instead, they want Graves in the jungle. So that's an interesting pick. Now Chiefs might be able to get... Wow, there are a lot of picks left up in the air here for the teams.
Yeah, it certainly is. I mean, I don't know if they'll prioritize it. We've seen worldwide LeBlanc get through it a couple of times. It's won some games, it's lost some games. Doinby bought Iceborne Gauntlet on it for some reason in the LPL against Swift. That was interesting. Shen LeBlanc is what I would be locking in here.
I mean, they can take Shen LeBlanc and pick up Kha'Zix during Swift's pick. That'd be a nice draft. Both popular 80 carries of the Varus and Jhin have been banned out, so we're going to see a nice change to the bottom lane in this game. So we've had
You
3
can see
games,
that
that's 4 games
Swiffer,
already.
for someone that just locked in the most powerful mid laner in the 7-point whatevers, he doesn't look happy about having to play it. In fact, I would say that is a face of a man that is panicking
He's
a lot.
camera
See whether he actually can play it.
Well, you know, might not have put too much practice on that one. He's like, guys, I'll play it, but...
Spoiler alert, he's put a lot of practice in on it. So
Avant Garde, though, they've locked in Gragas.
potential top lane tank.
So Series and picking that one up.
Series is like Tally to me. They play very similarly. I mean, Gangplank's coming out, Gragas is coming out. They both seem to be on the fringe of the meta. I mean, can play meta, prefer to play other things instead. I mean, when you have Maokai, Poppy, all left available, Eddie, yes. Swimmer's laughing his head off. What's going on?
Triple's going to be taking Zed and Swim. But, you know, the social media's been going on about Series hit list so far, and Tally is very vocal, as well as a couple other members of Legacy, that was a traded one-on-one, so it doesn't count, apparently.
No, it does. 100%. If you die and the other person's alive, I don't care how long for, it is technically a solo kill.
But you are right, they are very similar champion pools, you could say. And very similar playstyles, almost. That Series didn't do well in that last game against Swiper. Now it's tank on tank. We'll have to see if they do how they do in this matchup. But Chiefs have gone for the Kha'Zix pick in the jungle.
One thing I want to point out that I think Tally does incredibly well compared to a lot of the top laners is absorb jungle pressure. Carbon does shadow his lane a lot, so you can maybe credit it towards that. But Tally kind of stays alive in ganks longer than you would expect, and then Carbon's able to swoop up there and maybe get traded kills or the like. That's what Series needs to be able to do. He needs to be able to navigate this Kha'Zix, this Shen in the early game. Because even though he's on a tank, they still put out a lot of damage and will be susceptible to the exact same camp. Well, with Ashe and Ziggs being banned out here, we're going into essentially the B-tier 80 carry picks. Only real ones that come to mind are Ezra and Misfortune. You're all right, Sir Swiper?
They're both having a good chuckle about this. I mean, I think they both know what's going on. The cameraman's been on them 90%
Yes.
of the game.
I mean, they were the ones hyped up coming into this match. Swiper lived up to what he's been talking so far.
Series potentially searching for a higher power. I mean, lots of his glances were towards the sky. You know, maybe towards, you know, the head of a deity, Superman, something like that. Praying for a savior.
Well, another 80 carry being banned out here with Caitlyn. Karma was actually taken off the table as well. So really the only one we've really seen in competitive play is Lucian and Misfortune.
I would say Lucian is more the style of these guys.
Probably. But those are the only two we've really seen picked. I don't think we've seen anything else.
Blinky is a hyper carry player. I actually think Blinky is going to be incredibly happy that everyone has been banned out, because maybe now he gets to play a Twitch or a Vayne.
Possibly. But we do have Lucian being locked in here by Raze.
Kalista, another one of Blinky's champions.
So yeah, that's the champion we have seen played in the OPL.
Cake.
Cake was the one that brought it up for Tainted Minds when he was still playing on their squad.
I think that was more that Rosie wanted Cake to play Callista than Cake wanted to play Callista, if that makes sense. Rosie was like, you're going to have to toss me. I can't get in by myself. Toss me. How do you know that? Not the rest of the Helm's Deep fight. You're just a meme lord. That's the problem here.
Yeah.
Oh, Ezreal.
Let's
How
not
did we
go
forget
into
about
that.
him?
Ezreal has been locked in here. Blinky picking up that champion we've seen throughout competitive play since Season 1. And we will possibly have Jake being picking up the Vel'Koz in the bottom lane.
Shout out to Rogue, of course, who popularized this in the OPL. Loves the Vel'Koz pick for himself. Jake is a huge Nami player, and Ezreal Nami is one of my personal favorite lanes to play.
And that's going to be locked in here. Lots of mobility in that bottom lane. Good
As
burst
Ezreal, you
potential
can
as
take
well.
the W towards the rest of the team, use the E very well off Nami, of course, with the slows coming in. See whether we get a Braum out of Ejim. Loves a Braum.
And it's very rare that we get a champion select like this. I mean, I think it's week 1 where
TK?
we had...
Yeah, boring.
I think I think it was week 1 where we got the diversity between the first 2 days where we had top side being picked and bottom side, but bottom side being picked, followed by top side. We haven't seen this in a while where the entire top side gets picked and it was a battle of bottom lanes being picked second. I remember Misfortune coming out, surprising again. That's kind of taking a step back.
Does Death Mark pop while you're in Tahm Kench?
Ooh, I believe so.
Yeah, I think it does. Because Ignite keeps ticking, so I can't tell why Death Mark wouldn't. Because, yeah, could be a lot of Tahm Kench savings going wrong on the back end of that one.
But if you do eat someone while as soon as they get death marked,
Should cancel the interaction.
Should either cancel the interaction or during that entire time, Triple can't do any damage to get the extra damage for death mark.
Yeah, you're boring. Maybe. See whether it's just a pick for the landing phase or whether it actually does.
You just
cancel
don't
triple.
like this champion, do you?
What, Tahm Kench? No, I do like Tahm Kench. I mean, he's really fun. Great map rotation comes out. He actually has some lanes that he bullies. Like, maybe if he flashes on Nami, he can genuinely just kill her. Because he does have such high base damage and health due to that passive. So we'll see how it works out.
He does, and I mean, he's very resilient to Poe. He's traditionally known to be poked out of lane to kick things off, but does have a lot of ways to counter out the poke with the bottom lane. But still, we've weeded out a lot of AD carries and supports in this pick and ban phase. We're getting an Ezreal in the bottom lane. It's going to be an interesting one going up against the Lucian.
Yeah, it certainly will be. I mean, Ezreal has always been the same. You get him towards 3 items, like reasonably unharassed, whether he goes blue or Trinity Force Ezreal. His damage is so damn high as an AD carry. On the same vein, I mean, Lucian for the first and second item power spikes, able to dash around, get a lot of damage out himself. So both of them have their place at the moment. I would say if this game goes incredibly late, Ezreal is going to have a field day. I mean, that's his bread and butter. 6-item Ezreal, nearly unsurpassing the amount of damage, DPS you can get out if you can hit those skill shots.
It certainly could be. We have to see how that one's going to pan out. We do get onto Summoner's Rift for the second match between Avant Garde and the Chiefs. But for now, let's check in with Hingers, who's with Avant Garde's coach, Pinch.
Thanks, guys. I'm standing here with coach of AV, Pinch, and thank you for joining us. First of all, I want to ask about the Gangplank pick in Game 1. You had no tank and then you pick up Gangplank. Is that something you planned to do going into the game or something you chose to do in the draft?
Yeah, it was pre-planned. I mean, on red side, what we usually do is we give Series a lot of freedom in his last pick, just to kind of counter-pick the top matchup and just do whatever he wants on the map. Because they had a tank top and an Ivan jungle, they didn't have too much kill pressure topside, so we thought we could get away with a Gangplank pick.
Sure. Well, in this draft, then, LeBlanc is open, but you guys didn't pick it up, even though it was available. Talk us through that. It's just like, look, it's been open, it's kind of been nerfed. Is that the reason? Or?
Yeah, I mean, in scrims, we do a lot of stuff where we leave open all VOP champions, so we have a lot of practice against all of them, and Steven is very comfortable playing Zed into LeBlanc, so we can match their 1-3-1 and hopefully beat it.
Excellent stuff. All right. Well, let's not miss any action. Thank you for joining us. Let us get back into the game.
All right.
Thank you very much, Hingers. You can see there Pinch mentioning Steven, who's triple there playing the Zed against Swiffer's LeBlanc here today. Apparently very comfortable in this matchup, and Avant Garde have had some practice against the OP champions, so confident heading into this match. We're going to see Graves played again here. He was a champion that was a little bit late to the lethality hype train, and this is cheeky. Oh, the Chiefs are trying to wrap around here. They will be able to get there, but there is a Gragas inside the bush. Spooks is going to be able to spot this one out. Is he going to be able to take down the red buff for himself? Instead, Shelby's on top of Swiffer. Already gets 2 shotgun pellets to the face with the Thunderlord's
What does
prop.
Swiffer do
Hello. What are you guys doing? Just takes all the damage in the world. And red buff is just sitting there smiling and saying, I'm happy to live for a while longer.
However, that's absolutely ruined Swiffer's laning phase. I mean, the wave looks like it's pushing into him, but he took full damage from Chelby.
Yep.
Chelby gets a slower jungle start. However, pretty much it's double pots used by Swiffer already, who started the queue.
Ooh, so we will have both pots being used by junglers. Spooks pops his second one a little bit later. As you mentioned, Chelby a little bit slower in the jungle, but Graves doesn't necessarily take that much damage unless he tries to take down Gromp.
I mean, he takes no damage, really, and has so much burst damage that he can take things like Raptors incredibly early on.
He's gone straight for the Scuttle Crab after his blue buff. So he'll be able to take that one down. Top side of the map, Series taking a bit of damage from Swiper here, who hits level 2 first. Series will follow up, picks up the body slam. That's his second ability. Oh, here comes a nice and early gank, though, from the Graves. Oh, no, he just pops up top lane,
Puts down a ward. I mean, Spooks is incredibly low. Went full topside clear only, wanted to be there available for Swiper, even if it is only for moral support with how low he got on that clear.
This lane's going to be interesting now. You already mentioned Swiffer's popped all his pots. Triple Star has 2. And he's already 10 CS up. Sorry. Hit a minion, and then you'll be 10 CS up. Thank you.
There's a couple more minions left available. However, if Swiffer doesn't get them, it doesn't matter what is left available. What is going on?
Ooh. Oh, that one's going to miss as well. Let's
We
get out
can't
of
see
that
us.
lane.
Yeah, get out of that lane.
That's not what we want to show our audience. There we go. That's a lot better. Good job, Series. He got the minions. Atlas will be proud of that one. Swiper now forced to farm very close to Avant-Garde. Sarah and Avant-Garde, all their lanes are doing pretty well right now.
Yeah, I mean, at 4 minutes in without a kill going down, 400 gold, that's nice. Double the CS in the mid lane. Of course, Swiffer put himself behind by putting the game on hard mode. Felt like he needed to have no health starting the laning phase. Bottom lane, it's always going to be hard for Tahm Kench to be going toe-to-toe. And top lane, of course, wave pushing back. So that's probably the most even lane, you would say.
And this is a lane that does go fairly even, but is in Shen's favor to start things off. Once he's able to get a lot of regeneration out of his passive, he'll be nice and easy for him up in the top lane. I want to see if Sniper does go towards the Tiamat again. That'd be an interesting build for him.
Yeah, I think he still has to, just not straight away maybe, but you know, something like after a cow, just so he can continue pushing out that wave. As Shen, you kind of figured out that you don't need to be a pure tank anymore. You're just so tanky the way it is already.
I'm interested to see if he goes towards more armor first. So the bottom side of the map, from except for Series, is really just all AD damage.
I mean, I still think you go Cal for the laning phase, and then you just go into, you know, Tiamat, Sunfire Cape, something like that. Maybe even Sunfire Cape first. As you can see, that Spooks actually makes a V-line for that top lane. The wave is well and truly frozen, and if Series can't get access to it, he's just going to get starved out.
He's going to recall here.
Potentially look... Oh, no.
I think it's just taking the experience. He's, you know, losing a couple of minions here and there.
I mean, he's going to lose 6. That's not a couple. That's a full wave.
Spooks is still on the top side of the map.
And actually completes the recall this time around. Chelby may be looking for a dive or some form of pressure bottom lane. And he's going to walk back as well, Series. I mean, that is so much experience and potential gold missed out on.
Very patient, though, from Avant-Garde's top laner. Swiper doing a very good job of manipulating the lane and coordinating with Spooks, but Swiffer, is he dead? Yes, he is. First blood picked up by Triple. He returns the favor in the mid lane with the solo kill.
Yeah, so able to get the solo kill. He's 17 CS up. That's 800 gold now in favor of AV, and majority of it has to be in that mid lane. Really nicely done. I mean, Swiffer didn't give himself any favors going into that lane, but it takes a good player to capitalize. You can see Swiffer on the player cam. He's frustrated. This is just a straight up solo kill, and he burnt Flash.
Man, disrespect almost coming out from LeBlanc there, just staying under half health against a level 6 Zed. Did have Ignite, but it was nowhere close to kill range for the LeBlanc in the mid lane. You can already see Hex Drinker picked up by Triple nice and early.
And he did everything right. I mean, he stayed for a couple of extra creeps at the start of the match, which meant that he was able to, you know, get himself the experience lead. He was always going to hit level 6 first. He stayed shoving the wave, so there was no easy recall for Swiffer to be able to reset what was a really poor early game. And now he can't stick around in the lane. He has to look for the side lane, look for some vision, and maybe try and catch out Chelby, because otherwise he's at a severe disadvantage.
to see there. Swiffer goes down, puts a ward over the Krug camp. And then heads straight back towards his lane, waiting for Triple to push that one now. So
Yeah,
Mike
maybe
on
this
the
is
turret.
why Series didn't go for the teleport back into lane, because the Chiefs have got the Samsung, I think, was one of the teams that did it first. However, now Swiper teleports back. Did go with a cow.
Picks that one up nice and early. Series will slowly push this wave in towards Swiper's turret. He went for the Sheen very early here, so a little bit more threat, you could say. And coming out from that Gragas, and lots of mana as well to work with. This Zed, though, is getting very scary. 71 CS to 44. Triple very confident in this lane. It was just really a disastrous start for the Chiefs that kind of set up this early game for Avant Garde.
Yeah, it was a really nice invade, as now Triple's actually looking for Spooks. Pings him out.
W doesn't spot him out. It's
But
control
Spooks
ward.
is in some trouble.
Run!
Shelby's there.
There you
Triple's
go.
there.
Deathmark on top of the jump, but there is a
Ooh,
standing United
turnaround
coming
potentially.
in. And here comes Tom Kench as well. They're jumping in. Shelby's been locked down. The teleport will come out from the Gragas. Cancelled. As Chiefs coordinate really well there to stop the pick onto Spooks.
Yeah, and all of a sudden they have access into the Infernal Dragon. So even when it looks like AV have the pick, all of a sudden Shen ultimate is available. The Chiefs are able to pick up a return kill. Isn't onto their top laner, mid laner, but it's onto their top laner, which as Shen left the lane without TP is going to be much needed gold. And they pick up the first meaningful objective and get themselves back within 400.
And I mean, we talked about this on the desk right before the first game. The fact that Swiper just has so much contribution to the team very early on. I mean, he is playing Shen. Naturally, that champion is going to be able to contribute to the team more, but it helps him out so much in this game.
Yeah, exactly right. And he's still up in CS. I mean, Series cancelled out his teleport in there, had it available because he knew he was going up against Shen. But still, the ability for Swiper to hold that wave early means that he's still within a fighting chance. And Spooks wants to continue counter jungling here. I mean, his bottom lane's back in base. That's a risky play, Fish.
He ain't afraid of no Nami.
I mean, not really the Nami you should be scared of. The Zed and the Ezreal that can collapse, maybe.
Ah, they won't. They'll just farm. It's all right.
Trust me, I'm
That's
a
just what you get.
professional League of Legends player.
That's just what you got to tell yourself. You miss all the shots you don't take, Spawn.
Certainly do. You miss all the shots you do take, Fish.
That's not true. I scored the first one in our basketball game.
That's true.
I think that was the only one, though.
No, you looked great on the basketball court.
Oh, thank you.
It's not how you drive your car, it's how you stand by your car.
What?
Have you not heard that saying?
No.
Oh, God.
But now those series are just still going toe-to-toe against Swiper in the top lane. Just two beefy tanks that are going to constantly push out against one another.
I mean, he's not really all that tanky at the moment. He went for a Sheen first, potentially going to be an Iceborne Gauntlet. Especially now that lethality is out, I think it's fair to say that we're back to the point that Graves kills everything apart from control wards incredibly quickly. 4 members strong heading into that bottom lane. They're going up against a Tahm Kench. No teleport or stand united for Swiper, however.
Ooh. Ward's been placed down by Ejim, though. Should be able to spot out any advances. And it does. Ejim and Rage will be able to play safe in this bottom lane. I can see Blinky's gone back to base and got a really good back for Ezreal. Cult here as well as Sheen.
And
He's up on his first back.
Cull is an 80 carry, as well as Lucian, actually, that I genuinely like the Cull item on. Because, ooh,
We're going toe-to-toe in the mid lane.
Enough of that.
Swift are going to take quite a bit of damage. No stand united available, but let's put down below half health.
actually didn't take all that much damage. Dodged out of the Q, which was good. Only got hit by the E. So in the end, we'll be able to live through it.
Yep.
Also, with Series collapsing down, they just give up that side of the map and allow Spooks to farm the wave. So not really all that much lost apart from a Raptor camp.
It's a very early arm guard as well from Swiffer to help him out there.
Yeah, he's going towards the immediate Zhonya's Hourglass, you would expect.
I don't want to die.
Yeah, otherwise, if he was going to go towards just cooldown reduction, probably would have gone with the Lost Chapter as opposed to the Fiendish Codex. Of course, gives extra mana and it allows the laning phase to be much easier.
Blinky, going to go aggressive in this bottom lane. Raze gets slowed down. Ejim trying to body block some of those Qs.
Blinky's actually using the range advantage for Ezreal very nicely. Now all of a sudden Stand United is available. Here goes Spooks.
He's going to jump in with the Stand United. Blinky is the target of choice. Already flashed away, but Jake is going to fall first. Series down to bottom lane. Big body bop, big knock back. Raze is going to fall. Swiper's taking quite a bit of damage here. The Gragas is still trying to go toe-to-toe. Will get locked down.
Mid laners are on their way.
LeBlanc is making her way in. We'll be able to spot out Triple. Ejim has flashed away. The ward spots out the LeBlanc. Triple knows exactly where his opponent is.
So in the end, it is just going to be 1 kill for 1 kill. Teleport used, and now we'll see whether they can defend the bottom turret. Tahm Kench very low. Chiefs actually look like they're just going to give it up.
Yeah, this turret is going to fall. Avant should be able to take that one down. Much better from them in this second match. Going to be up about 2,000 gold to kick things off.
Yeah, certainly is. And Chelby has done the right thing here as a jungler. He's just rotated around the map and made sure no wave is frozen against him. As we take another look at this, Spooks does the right thing. He just runs in, doesn't use the hop. However, as soon as Jake falls, you can see that they're in a bad spot. Raze gets stunned up. They're able to actually pick him up as he's underneath the turret. And then Series just waddles away as Gragas' R want to do. Now Chelby in on Spooks.
He's been jumped on, able to use the R to jump away from the taunt, but Swiper just slaps him over and over again. And Chelby,
I actually want to give it to Swiffer. Wasn't able to.
not going to get it.
You could see that Swiper didn't want that kill. Actually walked away. Swiffer has to respond on the bottom side of the map. Should have his Zhonya's pretty shortly.
Not yet, apparently.
Ooh, that means that he's still definitely in kill threat from Triple then.
Yep. Especially when Triple's Ignite gets back up. But Shelby falling down again. Avant still have the 1,500 gold in their favor against the Chiefs.
Really strange jungle item pickup actually out of Shelby.
Ninja Tag.
No, jungle item. What? Chilling Smite.
I'm surprised you didn't see that coming from me.
No, I didn't. Yeah, so the Chilling Smite on Graves, you generally go Red Smite just because it gives you added dueling potential, gives you some survivability as well. It's like a weird exhaust, kinda. What does it do? Make people do 30% less damage to you and gives you some true damage on your autos?
Makes you deal more, makes them deal less.
Yeah, but it's only for one person, the person you smite, obviously. This means that his dueling status goes way up, especially you catch out pesky 80 carries. Able to blow them to high heaven with a shotgun, show them who's a real 80 carry.
Chilling just does the exact same thing, but for movement speed. Let's see how he uses the Chilling Smite later on. Wasn't able to use it there when he just got bopped into top lane. Now Spooks is making his way to try and get behind Series. Control ward's placed down at the same time as a ward. So Series knows that there is a Kha'Zix up towards the top side of the map.
And trading strong side of the map right now. You can see that Swiffer down on Triple, actually not having the best LeBlanc game. Goes in big trouble.
Shelby as well, looking to try and get behind the LeBlanc. Misses. Okay.
No, actually Zhonya the last of the damage.
That's
so
good.
that was a smart Zhonya's. Wants to be able to stay in lane. Also uses the clone coming out to block the collateral damage. So I don't think the damage registered there. All in all, I'm going to give it to him. Not a bad LeBlanc play. You don't look impressed, but I do.
I just saw buttons. You break it down, and I kind of understood afterwards, but to me it was just like, they're just pressing buttons and nothing's hitting. I'm like, okay, get out. But now that Shelby's going to use that to his advantage to try and take down an Ocean Dragon for himself. You can already see Zed's actually making his way towards the top side of the map, trying to go toe-to-toe against the Shen.
Yeah, potentially. I mean, no armor items yet picked up for Shen. If they do throw Triple against Swiper, it means that he's going to have to go armor much sooner than he potentially would have liked.
Yes, the old Ninja versus Ninja Nemesis top lane.
Yeah, exactly right. However, it's surprising that they do it straight after he's used the ultimate. Generally, if you're going to swap back into a kill lane where you feel like you can 1v1, you do it with your ultimate available. So it just means that Swiper going to go back, pick himself up some armor straight away, and meander back to the top lane.
But things have kind of quietened down between Chiefs and Avant. Only 1,000 gold separates the two teams, and two different dragons, Ocean for Avant, Infernal for the Chiefs, which is big with the lineup they have. Spook, Swiffer, and Ray is going to be picking up a lot of attack damage and ability power.
I think this is kind of the game that AV would have hoped for game one. I want to put a lot of the credit on the fact that they ran a tank and Series did the right thing by not burning teleport at the start of the game. But Blinky and Jake held up well in lane. In fact, you would say that they probably nearly won the lane versus Ejim and Raze. You can see that Jake gives a little bit of a dance.
2 AD carry supports just going to stick in the mid lane for now. And, well, that was a nice
Little
juke out.
interaction.
Yeah,
I mean, trying to hide the bubble with the wave that came out.
pretty cool.
Egypt
Almost lands it.
and Ray is more than up to the task, however.
Triple wants him.
He does it. Actually calling down Shelby again.
See a swiper overextends here. Here goes Triple. He said, "You killed my sensei. Now it's my turn. Come back here." And he just Shadow Ashes away. Now the ultimate's going to come out. Puts the death mark down. Dodge field is going to go through for Swiper. Graves flashes on forward. And Shelby helps him take him down.
I mean, everyone flashing on forward, and it means that Series potentially caught out here.
Going to take a lot of damage. Spook's going to continue chasing him down, but just doesn't have enough gap closing to continue chasing the Gragas. He
Had
flashed
already
away.
used the flash, yep. So in the end, it is going to be Gragas surviving while Swiper fell down. However, the Chiefs were a little bit close to the turret, as it is a tier 1, so we'll see whether they're able to pick that one up. Blinky does some gardening as he trims up a side wave.
Swiffer's not going to be able to continue pushing up there. Should save the turret for a while. And Avant Garde take down an inner turret in the bottom lane after getting the kill onto Swiper. Or do they? Time Kentra's coming. Teleport coming out from Series as well. That's with a Stand United. Shelby is dead. Egypt's going to be able to pick up the kill. Triple's trying to juke around with his shadows. The culling from Ray splashes over the wall. Will the Licky Tongue get it? Come on, Egypt. Don't it. No,
He actually doesn't want to. I mean, another time that...
Oh, pops the X-Drinker. Triple is...
He's going to die eventually, and this way it goes over to Ray. So definitely good on Egypt for not picking up the kill. That's twice that the Chiefs have tried to give a kill over to a carry.
Just doesn't make that sound. Doesn't make the death sound as cool. As Swiffer hops us on his Algos, will lock down Blinky. Spooks has come in. He's been exhausted. Blinky still wants to kill. Gets him. While Egypt tries to eat him up. Nom 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 does not succeed. Jake is going to get a good bubble out halfway through the taunt from Swiper.
Yeah, exactly right, because Bubble is a kind of knock-up. You don't actually get to complete your movement of it, so we'll go down. However, the Chiefs are looking to pick up a mid-lane turret. Still 200 gold behind.
Yep.
And Series has got some free time top lane. He should be able to pick that one up.
This will be a turret trade for Avant Garde.
Yep, no kill involved in that one, so they do fall down a little bit in that, but as we've pointed out in so many series before this one, so it's only fair. You don't chase kills, you chase the gold around the map. And that is going to be AV still retaining about a 900 gold lead.
Yep. And still, although it's a 900 gold lead for Avant Garde, a much closer game than what we saw in Game 1. By this point in the match, last game, it was almost lights out for Avant Garde.
Yeah, it certainly was. I mean, they lost it in about 26 minutes, so Chiefs would have been pushing into the base at that stage. See that Chelvy having a pretty good game. He's level 11. Has taken a lot of lane farm, however, as opposed to jungle farm.
He's going towards the lethality items now on Graves. Should be the going to go Spade first. And Blinky's still standing in this mid lane looking to farm it out against Raze and Egypt.
And if that's the case, if Graves is going really tanky here, I nearly expected something like a Phantom Dancer to come out second, because all of a sudden they're tankless again until armor gets picked up by Series, which is a long way away from.
Yep.
And Raze is well and truly online. He's got Yomu's as well as the makings of the Black Cleaver. So as soon as he gets that item, he's going to be able to absolutely destroy what semblance of a front line there is out of AV. At the same time, I mean, the Shen's already been able to pick up his Ninja Tabby. He's nice and tanky. Already Chain Vest coming out of the Kha'Zix as well, so he's pretty tanky for a frontliner right now. Just a difference in style from the squad.
Avant Garde now looking to try and chip away at this mid lane turret. Blinky's completed his Cull and gone back to base and completed his Manamune
He's
as well as
massive
the
at the moment.
Trinity Force, so big spike for the Ezreal.
I mean, it's a more expensive spike as Spook's potentially getting caught out here.
Takes quite a bit of damage. Stand United is available for the Shen. He's going to go back to base first though, completing his Sunfire Cape, I believe, or the components of it at least. Triple still in the bottom side of the map. Has his first lethality item with the Hex Drinker and the Warhammer to boot.
However, Swiffer has caught up. I mean, Triple is still ahead. He's got 2 kills to his a kill to his name as well, an assist, as well as 13 CS. But Swiffer is well and truly on his way.
He's got his Sheen. Could this be the Iceborne Gauntlet?
Potentially could be the Iceborne Gauntlet coming out. I mean, when you have a look at it, 20% cooldown reduction is good for LeBlanc. And she does have to throw herself forward, and a lot of the damage in her kit at the moment is through the base damage that comes out of the passive.
On top of that, the 3 biggest threats on Avant Garde are all physical damage dealers, so you're not going to shy away at the extra armor, especially when you're up against lethality early.
So Swiffer obviously keeping an eye on Doinby games. I mean, I'm sure Claire's happy. He would have watched that one as well. Doinby, of course. Is he QG? Yeah, I believe he's the middle laner for QG. Did lose out against Team Swift.
Unlucky. I was rooting for Doinby.
I was not.
Meanwhile, we have LeBlanc just trying to catch out Triple and Shelby here. Dashes back over the wall. He gets back to safety. He's still being very respectful towards the damage that Avant can dish out. He's seen Shelby and Triple destroy his teammates once or twice.
Dragon back alive, and Shelby wants to do it solo. Doesn't look like the Chiefs really have a great idea that this is going on. Instead, they want to fight.
Yeah, Jake's going to take a lot of damage here. Has to flash away. Chiefs decide not to follow up with anything. They do lose the second Ocean Dragon of the game. So Vanguard get 2. That's stacking up quite nicely for them.
And now all of a sudden, Spooks face checking into Triple.
Oh, Spooks going to take a lot of damage. Standing United's coming out on top of Egypt, I believe, which means Spooks is going to fall. Raze does take down Triple, though, and Series is into the backlines. Egypt is going to get bumped, or does he, as he flashes over the wall. Arcane Shift follows from Blinky. Swiffer's trying to lock him down. Double chains are going to come out. One more auto attack is all it takes, and Swiffer gets the kill with the Sheen Brock.
However, it is 2 for 2 still, and they were able to pick up the Dragon, so it's a 1,300 gold, 1,200 gold lead right now for the Avant lineup. Raze did a lot of damage in that team fight.
He did.
But still not enough to get it in the Chiefs' favor. You have to really credit Blinky being able to clean up the back end of the team fight, and then Series being enough for a deterrent. And in fact, they're pushing in for a turret right now. It could be even worse for the Chiefs.
Yep, that's going to fall. Avant-Garde take it down with ease. Series will assist them to take that. Shen is still pushing the bottom. It does have teleport available for cross-map plays. And Zed's actually been sent to deal with him. Has a very early last whisper. Let's check in with that fight one more time.
So they felt like they trunked Jake out, and all of a sudden they're walking in on Shelby. Egypt calls for the very early stand United, but Triple, great target prioritization, able to make it work. I think that Triple not turning around and just giving one auto attack for Spooks actually might have cost him his life there, because it meant that Spooks got out a couple of extra auto attacks as well as a Q. You can see the chain damage as well as the Ignite from Swiffer. Cleans the back end of that team fight up. But Series really did a good job of staying with the rest of the members, being that big beefy front line and playing deterrent.
Did. You have to think if Swiper waited a moment or two later, Spooks would have got that stand United as well. But Chiefs went on making the proactive play. Still 2,000 gold behind. But we are 23 minutes into the game. That goal lead is getting more and more irrelevant as we go on. Another 16
It's a
minutes.
Lichbane, so it's not going to be the Iceborne Gauntlet. Not as bad as we potentially thought, Fish.
It's still going to deal a lot of damage, Swiffer. Just looking for a big burst combo, not in it for the long haul.
I mean, I think that the idea behind it is you throw out chains, get the auto attack, get the passive proc, get your second chains while they're stunned, auto attack, passive proc. Then you can, weave your Qs at the same time. 1v1 versus Series here.
Oh, Series looking to try and take him down. Chains are going to come out. There's a lot of damage now. Standing Knight is coming through, and Spooks is up here as well. That's 3-on-1, guys. A little bit unfair, but Swiffer gets that kill.
Yeah, Series does fall down, but at what cost? Because all of a sudden they're pushing into the Chiefs' base. Teleport actually coming out right now.
Ooh, that turret's going to take quite a lot of damage. Triple almost takes down Raze, and Swiper's behind the Zed. He's still trying to juke away from this one, but does get taunted up. Bubble comes through, does not connect.
So in the end, it is just going to be Series falling down as well as a turret. Looks like Blinky putting in some work on mid lane right now. See whether he can get anything done here. Will just be half the health of the turret. But the Chiefs, they look like they're on the brink because they're continually being pushed in on. The game is being played on AV's proactive half of the map, so pushing into the Chiefs. And that means that whenever the Chiefs try and make a play like that, send 3 members to lane, they're getting punished quite heavily.
But the gold is dead even now, Spawn, between the Chiefs and Avant-Garde. So Chiefs do have a period of time where they can try and match the aggression from Avant-Garde.
And the good news for the Chiefs is that Swiffer's atrocious early game has finally been fully caught up. I mean, he's going towards Void Staff now. He's up in CS, well, now down by 1, but, pretty equal, as well as the fact that he's 2-2-2. So they've put a lot of effort into getting the LeBlanc back ahead. Obviously, they like the pick because they did prioritize it in the draft.
See on the black side of that Series now. Match up against Swiper again. No more weird mixed matches. Swiper's got a lot of health here.
Certainly does. He's a big tanky man.
And I believe they're going to try and collapse in towards the bottom lane again. Good vision control from the Chiefs means that they know they're not spotted out by this, but Shelby is down here.
Yeah, exactly right. So we'll see whether Shelby is the one that goes aggressive. If he does, Series might be in some danger.
Ooh, taunt does not connect, neither do the chains, and now they want the fight. Swiper is going to be the one that gets bumped back by the Gragas. Going to take quite a bit of damage. The kegs are not going to connect, but here comes the Tom catch. Big Shadow Dash comes out from Swiper. His dying breath taunts up Avant-Garde as the rest of the Chiefs collapse and avenge their top laner.
What a play out of Swiper. Instead of trying to save his own life, instead goes back through, gets a big taunt, and is able to secure a double kill, maybe even more, as now the Chiefs are streaming down bottom lane. you can see that, you know, he's just a player that is able to step up when the team needs him. And now Swiffer still going in.
Looking to try and go in. Swiffer pops the Zhonya's Hourglass really early here. Deathmark will pop, stays alive, dashes back out. Avant-Garde repel this dive on the turret really well. And Egypt
might be dead.
He's going to fall. Blinky gets the last auto attack down.
Yeah, exactly right. And all of a sudden, Triple is in.
Forces the flash from Spooks. He's going to hop away as well.
So great counter attack coming out of Avant. And this game is very back and forth. Big teleport coming out. They're still chasing.
They pinged it out. They know that this is coming through. Chiefs are in for a surprise when he gets there. Raze will get the first kill, standing on top of Spooks. The Gragas is taking an awful long time. Will get in, gets the body bump on towards Spooks, gets the kill for himself.
I mean, the Lucian.
And Lucian's going to be able to get a kill for himself as well. Now, Series is stuck between a rock and a hard place. Another taunt comes out from Swiper. Happy to go toe-to-toe against the Fat Man. He's going to try and body up his way out of this one as Chelby is collapsing as well. That's a very low Lucian. And no ultimate available for Series means he can't knock anyone back into this fight. But Avant-Garde, they chase through on that and lose 3 members.
Exactly right. So in the end, I think that's nearly an ace because Series and Chelby went down first. 2 members of the Chiefs, actually 3 members of the Chief die for 5. And now Chelby's in trouble. Oh, no, he's not.
He's going to be able to get a kill. Now Swiper has to go toe-to-toe against Series, and Chelby gets the Shadow Dash through. Chelby, what are you doing, buddy? You shouldn't be standing that close to him. Licky Tongue's up here to try and save him. Big old shield spinning out of his mouth, but Series still wants a piece of this action.
Certainly does. He's still chasing forward. He's going to get maybe eaten, maybe not. So, doesn't like the taste of Fat Man. Big creep wave top. Maybe everyone just take a deep breath. Jungler is dead, however, on the side of AV, and they're still starting up the Dragon, which now Egypt has spotted out.
Yeah, the blood alcohol content of Gragas a little bit too high for Time Kench's liking, but instead they go straight towards the Infernal Dragon. Avant-Garde already have 2 Oceans, and they will be able to even out the Infernals.
Yeah, going to be able to pick that one up. I mean, Raze is still dead. He's 6-2 and 4. So much of the Chiefs' damage at this stage of the game. And that's huge for AV, even though they're down 1,000 gold. Scaling pretty even between the 2 teams. I mean, I don't want to call that one. I give it to Ezreal over Lucian in the late game. However, that depends how good your Lucian is and how good your Ezreal is. Everywhere else, pretty even.
It certainly is. 30 even almost. 1,000 gold separates the team, and 30 minutes into 1,000 gold is almost nothing, especially when it's spread out across multiple members. We can check in with the items though. The Void Staff has been completed by Swiffer. In the jungle, Spooks going for a little bit more tanky, as he's already picked up his Black Cleaver, and so has Raze.
And I will say this is one of those games that, in my opinion, and feel free to argue, Ocean Dragons mean nothing until the Infernal comes through for the extra damage, because they're getting blown up so incredibly quickly. I mean, if Zed sneezes on anyone at this stage of the game, they die. LeBlanc, the exact same thing. We've already seen how much damage comes out of Swiffer. It's only really these 2 gentlemen that, I mean, have absolutely no idea what's going on.
And they're playing Bop the Krugs. Who gets more? Oh, Swiper's winning. Who gets... Yeah, Series got him. What did he get the 2? He gets double! Woo!
And you can see that Swiper just kind of laughing. I mean, they don't hit... They just barely touch each other anymore. That's a GA that's been picked up.
Oh, yeah. Get him, boys. Oh, he's got his battens, slaps him, heals up all the health, nothing happens.
Exactly right, that's Spirit Visage. All of a sudden the taunt.
Doesn't need the turret, doesn't need the turret longer, and we're going top lane, and Triple's getting taken down here, locked down, killed by Spooks.
And once again, this is why I don't think it matters, because tanks don't scratch each other regardless, and Swiffer and Triple just kill each other so incredibly quickly.
They're still going though, Spawn. This is the action we want to see.
Coming down.
Let's see who can fight. Chelby is coming down for this one. Series doesn't fancy his chances anymore. Taunt comes up, body bump comes through. Swiper's going to be able to flash over the wall. Get back to safety.
Yeah, potentially. I mean, there's still the ultimate to follow out of Chelby. He still wants it.
Oh, he's chasing him pretty far, but he sees a nice little scuttle crab.
And that's just Baron.
Oh, Chiefs are on it.
Yeah, exactly right. So all of a sudden, it's going to be the... Ooh, this is dangerous now.
Can Blinky do it? Let's pop the ultimate. Going to get some good damage down. Good locket being used by Egypt there. Swiffer, he decided he wants a piece of Kobe. He's not going to be happy with that one. Raze now going to dash on forward towards Blinky. Baron is going to go down. Swiper's up here, says, you want to fight me, mate? Come take me one-on-one now. As the rest of the team decides to back him up. The revive will come through, but there's 3 members of the Chiefs there. As Shelby now trying to take down LeBlanc will get eaten up by Egypt and heads back to safety. That's a Baron buff and 2 kills for the Chiefs.
First meaningful gold lead for the Chiefs in this game. It's going to be 4,000. They're going to be able to pick up the Baron buff and make their way out onto Summoner's Rift. I mean, this has been a weird and wacky game. If game 1 was clean, this is anything but fish.
Yeah, it's been interesting, Spawn. I don't quite know what's going on from time to time as Blinky finds a clone, gets 50 gold for himself. It's a nice little donation coming out from Swiffer. But still, Chiefs do have that Baron buff available. And will be able to start to take down turret after turret.
And you can see they're pushing down mid lane now. Quick rotation out of the Chiefs mid. They'll be able to grab that one, get the heck out of dodge. Potentially bottom wave going to be next, as they do have the Stand United coming off cooldown. Pretty much in time for that to crash in the bottom wave, and if not, they still have the teleport. Chiefs really looking to put the squeeze on AV. This second game has been so back and forward. I mean, I think it could be summed up by just watching Swiper and Series fight the whole time.
We had a mid-fight commercial break though, Spawn. We had to check into the top lane. Triple was getting killed there. Then we went back. No, nothing's changed.
Exactly the same thing was still happening.
They're going for a fight now. Ejim's the one that gets locked down. He's going to take quite a bit of damage to kick things off. Actually gets popped there by the Greys, but during that time, Chiefs are able to take a turret for themselves.
And just want to repeat the fact that people die
they're
really
going at
quickly. Oh, here we go. Actually, now Swiper does a lot of damage because he picked up an outright Titanic Hydra. He didn't have that before. I feel like it's changed the landscape of the fight just a little bit.
Triple's almost dead somewhere on the map. There's a Stand United going
There we
through.
go. He's dead.
Spooks has found a kill. He's on top of Chelby as well. This might come through trying to slow them down, but you can't fight this duo, Chelby. And Swiffer's going to be able to pick up Jake. I was like, Swiffer's not a part of this kill. The client's bugged out, but no, it's not. The series now bops Swiper there. Spooks is going to involve in front of both
I think
of
at
them.
the same time, Blinky killed Swiffer. So Swiffer's dead as well. People are just dead. All right, and looks like the Chiefs have an extra member, which means they'll be able to push forward potentially.
So looking to try and take down the mid lane here with a turret series. Looking to try and defend this one. Good taunt coming out from Swiper. Blinky's going to take a lot of damage. Swiper wants him. Is he going to take it down? Yes, he does. Blinky gets that one kill for Kobe. He shouts as he takes him down. But the Inhibitor's now taking a lot of damage from Raze. As Time Catch is going to come in as well, make sure he can protect the Chiefs as they make the retreat. Inhibitor picked up by the Chiefs.
An MVP to series there. I mean, he was able to body slam Spooks out of the hop, which meant that it just became a 1v1. And of course, all Ezreal players know if you don't kill them in the first piece of CC, they're just going to kite you back forever. You can see he was able to successfully do that. Blinky 6-3-3 is still having a great game against the Chiefs.
He is. I mean, he's a very consistent player for Avant Garde. We give a lot of credit towards their bottom lane. Even the last match where Chiefs looked methodical in their victory, they were still able to pull ahead slightly against Raze and Ejim, almost taking them down once or twice. And this game, as you mentioned early on, almost looked like they won it. Raze is performing very well this match. 7-2-5 though.
Yeah, nearly 6 items. I mean, he's absolutely massive. Also, nearly 6 items on Blinky. He only has a QSS to finish up. Just want to shout out the bottom lane of AV. They're so exciting to watch at the moment. Really do think that, you know, we've got some great bottom lanes coming in. Raze and Ejim, of course, up there. Lost in Cupcake. I mean, King and Destiny. Oh, Spooks is caught.
He's found Spooks, knocks him back in, but that's going to deliver a Stand United into the team, or is it? Because Spooks has flashed away, big tide away from Jake, stops the taunt coming through, and now Chiefs are on the retreat for the time being. Triple goes in, takes a lot of damage, but pops the ultimate onto Raze. Big body pop going to come out of Series, but Raze is popping off here. First the double kill, now dashing back on the Series, weaving in and out of the team fight to get another one here. Swiper's trying to defend him, he's going in, Blinky's dead, triple kill comes out for Raze, and that's all she wrote, ladies and gentlemen, as Avant Garde get aced here by the Chiefs.
Huge team fight out of Raze, dashing everywhere, had the death mark on him as soon as the Zed wasn't hittable, was able to launch himself forward onto Chelby, and Raze absolutely goes berserk, 10-3-7. He is so good.
Chiefs now looking to push through onto the Nexus, it seems. 20 seconds. There is a Lich Bane on Swiffer, so this should be game for the Chiefs, as they're going to be able to take down the first turret. Nice and easy. No one from the side of Avant Garde is going to be back up and online anytime soon.
5 seconds on Triple. He can potentially get out. I mean, they may need to back away. The Nexus is open, but you don't really want to flirt with that danger.
You can see hands on the heads of a couple of Chiefs players as they decide to back out there. Very close. Open Nexus available, so still a very good push from them.
I mean, Fire Drake is available, going to be able to go back and pick that one up. Baron's up in a minute 50. Actually, they might not be able to do the Fire Dragon, so they just back away completely. This gives a window for AV to be able to pick it up. Double Fire Drake at 36 minutes into the game. Definitely nothing to scoff at.
But even though they will be able to possibly take it, or not, because Spooks wants it, even though they do get the Dragon here, they are 9,000 gold behind the Chiefs, who have a very sizable lead at this stage.
I mean, realistically, though, both AD carries are 6 item.
Yep.
So it's just whichever AD carry pops off the most is going to win the game.
Oh, that was Raze that last fight.
Team fight. Definitely Raze. I mean, Blinky still picked up a double kill for himself.
Did. Lucian was just dashing through the snow in that last team fight.
They want the fight here. I mean, if the Chiefs still lose the team fight, it's close to a pretty hard game to win.
Here he
Spooks is
goes, jumps over the wall. Oh, he misses the taunt. Swiper goes through the entire team, and Spooks gets blown up on the back end of that. Now Swiper is the one that's in trouble. Series tanking up everyone in the front lines. Triple's gone back in as well, going to deal a nice amount of damage. Swiffer is going to fall. Chelby gets that kill. Swiper's going to fall next as well. The double kill coming out for the Graves, and this time around it's Avant Garde that pop off.
That's an Infernal Dragon and potentially a Baron picked up by AV. This game is definitely not over, Fish. You could see that the initiation whiffed by Swiper. And that just means that AV get another shot at living.
Oh, Triple's going to be able to defend the bottom lane as well. Minions are crashing in the mid lane. Swiffer on your screen there, you know, scratching his head a little bit. Was wiping the sweat off his forehead as well. And that was an interesting fight there. Swiper tried for a big flash taunt, but missed everyone, went too far.
And how standard are the Chiefs feeling? Because realistically, you know where AV is going, pushing down mid lane. However, does Akazik sneak into like a side lane? Does he look to take a Shen into the open nexus, potentially with a stealth? Do they just want to fight around Baron and potentially lose another fight and suspend this game for even longer? As I said, as soon as the AD carries the 6 items, it just becomes who can defend the AD carries the most.
I mean, this is where you send Spooks into the base with Shen
Ooh,
ultimate.
Jake, you're dead.
Kobe's not going to be happy with that, man.
That was an interesting play. I mean, that's pretty much forfeited Baron, potentially maybe even the game. 5v4. Very hard to defend
They're picking
about.
the Nexus, though.
Yeah, you can see
They're bringing it
Chiefs.
in.
There
There
we go.
goes Ejim. His second raise with him. Spooks is on a mission. That
Game
mission
over.
is stop the recalls, stop the ports, ladies and gentlemen. But it absolutely does not matter because Raze has got his double gun. No! What? The Ejim? No, that can't be right. The inhibitors respawn. Now Triple's going to try and defend this one. Raze is going to stay alive, does get the Stand United. They're fighting in the base with no turrets to hit. This is a disaster for the Chiefs. Raze flashed and blew everything as well. He thought that game was over.
Yeah, that's why you don't burn summoner spells. Try to finish the game. You can see going back in. Blinky's still alive.
Series is going to go down. Guardian Angel comes back up. Now the inhibitor, sorry, the Nexus is left open. Swiper just taps it. That's going to fall. And the Chiefs, after 2 attempts, third time's the charm here, spawn, and they're able to take down the Nexus and pick up the 2-0 victory over Avant Garde.
Yeah, bashful smile out of the Chiefs. They get the 3 points again, still only dropping 1 game this whole season against the Direwolves. AV got close in that second game. I mean, that was much better play, and that's what we expect to see out of them. Solo kill for that man on your screen, Triple. Blinky and Jake had a very good laning phase, but just little errors still, you know, under big pressure games means that they're not going to be able to pick up that win that they wanted. But I think that game too, you go back, you VOD review the heck out of that because they're going to be able to learn so much.
I mean, they don't get a small victory here with a map off of the Chiefs, though, but the Des did say coming into this match that it was a heat check for Avant Garde. They were on a hot streak there, but were not able to pick up a single map victory here against the Chiefs. But that's all from us here at the casting table. For now, we're going to throw it back to the analyst desk to break down the day.
Thank you, Fish. Thank you, Spawn. Well, that is it. The series is all done and dusted. Chiefs 2-0 over Avant Garde. And if you're Avant Garde, you've got to be feeling a lot of hype going into this, but that second game a lot closer than the first. So improvement across the series, Tiga.
Yeah, I even tweeted it out. That redeemed their first game for me. They showed they can hang with the Chiefs. You know, Swiffer throwing a bit of shade saying they don't even consider AV a top team. AV are definitely a top team after that game. That's all that's going through my mind.
And one of the things you mentioned is you said you wanted them to change it up, to do something a bit different. And although we didn't really get to see it in the drafting phase, that initial invade really set up Triple for success. He was able to do well against Swiffer, even getting that solo kill. And it really comes off the back of them going for that quick little invade and just being a bit cheeky.
Yeah, everything that happened mid in, I'd say, the first 8 minutes was based off that invade. Because Chiefs pulled Swiffer, he basically considered his lane to make sure his jungler and his top got to a decent start. And I don't know if that was the right call. That's another spot where when they go back and they do the VOD review, that's going to be a big point of contention for them.
So as we look at this draft, we see LeBlanc being picked up for Swiffer. Now, he did have to cut it out of his interview because it did go for 2.5 minutes. But he did explain to me that despite the fact that LeBlanc had this nerf, he was saying, look, she's still strong because they've nerfed her early game potential, but she was never strong early game. You're taking LeBlanc because of the team fights. You were trying to get out of lane as early as possible.
Yeah, you take it for its map pressure, for what it can do past 10 minutes, not for what it does in lane. In lane, it pretty much sucks. There's so many more better lane dominant champions if you want to pick for that, and LeBlanc just isn't one of them. But once it gets to mid game, once it gets to late game, she's a great roaming champion. She's everywhere. There's not a lot you can do to stop her besides pick Zed, which is what Avant did as their response.
Exactly, and Zed just happened to pop off really well in that game as well. There's actually a few points that because he was in the game and doing certain things, he was actually even to zone off Raze, sort of like mitigating the amount that he could do in those mid-game fights.
Yeah, and Raze picked Lucian. He wanted to pop off. He wanted to go nuts, and Lucian was a great pick. We even said it during draft once all the ADCs got banned. I think, what was there, 5 or 6 bans? Something like
Six
that?
if you include Ziggs.
That AV couldn't pick Lucian because Lucian sucks versus hypertanks, and Chiefs had Shed at that point. Whereas Chiefs, they can pick it pretty freely. Gragas is a pretty big tank, but if you're really, really good at Lucian, which Raze is, by the way, he's incredible at it, maybe only second to Lost, maybe, you can just go nuts. You can dash all around the fight. Doesn't matter if there's a Zed, you have time to deal with that. You can get a QSS early, there's so many options, and he did what he wanted to do. He popped off really hard.
All right, well, let's take a look at this replay. Mendrix, talk us through this river fight, I believe we're going to be taking a look at in a second. Why is this important to look at?
So this specifically that we're looking at here is them jumping onto Spooks. Now, this is the big thing about this is AV overextend for it, yes, but look at this taunt by Swiper that actually locks down Shelby, and this actually gets them to get the Infernal Drake afterwards, which is a fantastic start for the Chiefs. Really pulls them back into the game after that sort of shaky start.
It's a very Chiefs play as well. One person seems like they're caught. No, they're not. The whole Chiefs team is there to back them up. And that happens every time. And that's why they picked things like Tom Kent. That's why they picked Shen. Because they want this global roaming style of play instead of just, let's just win lane and hope that things work out.
Just classic traps all over the map.
Pretty much.
Getting
pretty
caught.
much.
All right, let's take a look at this this jungle fight, I believe. Mendrix, do you want to talk us through why this was decisive?
Alright, so the great thing about this here is AV just managed to pick up a dragon off the back of this. And if you look at this here, look at what Triple does. He's able to get Spooks, and then the entire time he's zoning out Raze. And of course, Raze managed to get the kill, but the thing is Raze can't walk back into this team fight, and this allows AV to actually trade evenly, and then pick up a turret afterwards. So even though it was a bit of extension, it wasn't too clean, and ended up being a massive net benefit for AV specifically.
Yeah, the only thing I would say was Blinky getting caught by Swiffer was what would have stemmed what AV could have done from it. Keep in mind, AV still had a phenomenal fight there, still got a lot off it, but that is like the only nitpick that I could make, and even that, it's just stuff like that happens every now and then. You can't really deride people for it.
The final replay I want to take a look at, Mendrix, is this Baron fight, which we saw, which was just... It was very exciting stuff.
Well, so what's great about this here is, as you can see, they're just taking the Baron now, but the reason why they were able to do this was because AV committed so hard to Shen in the bot lane. Swiper did a great job just sort of surviving the entire time. As you can see, he's coming back into the fight now, and so they're able to pick up the Baron, pick up some extra kills off it, and then this sort of sets them up for success to win the rest of the game afterwards. And all because Swiper was able to hold on to so many resources, AV just delved into him and still came out alive.
Yeah, and I mean, that's great for what Swipper did and for what they've been doing, but it's also just AV making a mistake. They basically left their bot lane to try and 2v4, basically 2v5 there at the Baron, and that's not going to happen. Nami did her best, but Nami doesn't beat LeBlanc. Swiffer knows that, and now I'm sure Jake knows that after what just happened to him. That wasn't very fun.
Nami.
But, you know, or just... I would say the thing that I would say is just stress how good it was by the Chiefs, not that it was a mistake by AV, because Chiefs they do what they do best. They play the map really well. And when I hear people say they don't have great control of the map, they don't do late game well, I just feel maybe even insulted on their behalf, because that's what they do really well. They play the map really well. So it's just something that really confuses
definitely no
me
weaknesses
when people
right
say
now.
it.
All right. Well, speaking of the Chiefs, and I'm sure they don't need you to blow that much more steam, but Jake, Spawn Tiberi is standing by with the Victorious Spooks right now for the interview.
Yes, I am standing beside Spooks. He hasn't wiped a stupid grin off his face since he got here and heard T-Gun started talking about them. Congratulations on the 2-0 victory, first of all. Want to talk about Game 1. I mean, you guys haven't had a big statement game against, a top 4 team so far. Against the Direwolves, look very back and forth. What was it about Game 1 that you guys wanted to prove?
I think for Game 1, we just kind of... I guess we had a good draft. We really got all the champs we wanted, and it was just like a clean game. No one really made any errors until Swiffer decided to die and ruin our perfect game. But no, we were happy with how the draft panned out, and it's been what we've been practicing in scrims, so everything was clean.
All right, now moving into Game 2, started with kind of a botched jungle invade that set Swiffer quite a bit behind. He gets solo killed. What's the comms like at that stage of the game? I mean, what are you guys trying to focus on?
Yeah, look, it's all about defending my buffs. You know, I don't care about Swiffer's lane. We need Sammy D needs his red buff. So we went all in on it and kind of lost Swiffer his lane a little bit. And look, I won't say he recovered the best of having a rough start, but you know, I think we all kind of everyone just made sure we were relaxed and we knew we were playing from behind because of the lane phase. And you know, we brought it back once we got to set up the 1-3-1.
Yeah, and the 1-3-1 with the Tahm Kench especially, I mean, it's one of the Chiefs' specials. You've always loved to play globals. What is it about that comp that you're so comfortable in?
I guess both our solo laners just farming side lanes, so you know they're in their I guess comfortable positions on the map. So you know once Swiffer and Swiper are able to get farm, I think pretty. Oh, sorry. Sorry. It's pretty easy for us after that point, yeah.
And I want to touch on your bottom lane. I mean, kind of been overshadowed so far by the top side of the map just because, you know, a lot of Varus, a lot of Jhin is coming out. But Raze finally gets his hand on more of a mid-game carry, able to go huge in this game. If the meta swings back into hyper carries, is that more in the style of the Chiefs and how you want to play the game?
Well, if you've been watching the Radiant medal points, you'll see that Raze is actually picking them all up. But no, he definitely likes playing the carries. And a lot more than he likes playing the utility AD carries. I would probably say, as a team, we prefer the utility AD carries, but you know, once he gets on his Lucian, he's pretty happy.
All right, final question. You guys have only dropped one game all series season. That was against the Direwolves. Getting close to the Legacy match. I think that's in a fortnight time after IEM. Is it undefeatable territory so far for the Chiefs? How far can you go with this win streak?
I think we're pretty happy with how we're playing at the moment. There's always, I think, a few small things in our game that we need to work on. But I think if we keep playing the way we are, we're feeling pretty comfortable.
All right, well, congratulations one more time on the 2-0 and the 3 points. Let's throw it back to Hingers and the boys at the desk to round out the night.
Well, there we have it. Spawn hanging out with Big Sammy D. Just rounding out that interview and some great insights we took out of that. Look, I want to talk, first of all, about this Best and Fairest Radiant medal. Guys, look, we don't reveal especially who the voting was, how we voted, but the votes today have gone the way of Simon Papamarcos, a.k.a. Swiffer, and that first game out of him, Tiga, was huge.
Yeah, it was just incredible. Like I said, most of the Chiefs played almost perfectly. This is the one that I would say that played the best out of it. I know old mate Sammy D over there sort of derided him for ruining their perfect game, but I mean, he was just having fun at the end of it. He was going deep, and he just played well the whole game. I would say Raze would be a close second. Obviously, you don't do a second, but that would be my close second if I, you know, if I was.
If you got to vote,
yeah,
which you don't.
Yeah, I'm, you know, I'm sort of like a criminal. I don't get to vote, right? But yeah, he really deserves it. There's nothing more to say.
And I mean, looking at his game too as well, you sort of have a quick look at it and go, okay, it wasn't too impactful. It was like, well, actually it was. He was put behind early. You have to really take that into account. He had to go and protect the buffs for Spook specifically, and then he had to go back afterwards into a lane where he had taken a lot of damage from Graves initially and had to be behind in CS. And for him to bounce back from that specifically shows that he is a great player.
Yeah, he still came into a point where he was a real big threat. He was killing Blinky in fights. He was just a menace for Eevee to deal with. And doing that after pretty much losing your lane is really impressive. And I think that's what sort of solidified it today for him.
Absolutely. Well, indeed, he only beat out Swiper by 1 point. So a lot of people keen to prove that Big Swips was dominant on the Rift today. Well, let's take a look at the schedule, shall we? Because tomorrow, we're going to kick things off with your boys, XL5 T-Gun. They're going to take on the Great Tree Self Legacy. And, I mean, 3-1, their win-loss record versus 0-4. Obviously, this is going to be a tough game for you. Then after that, Sin and Direwolves, both 2-2, trying to bounce back from their losses last week. Before we get out of here, T-Gun, give us a preview of tomorrow. Obviously, it's a difficult match, but you guys, you know, feeling comfortable with your playstyle? Improved a lot since day one.
We've brought a beast into the mid lane. He's going to hopefully pop off and carry us. And we've just improved as a team. We're finally down to a core 5 now that you'll see tomorrow. And hopefully we can show the results we've been having in practice and not just falter like we have up until this point. Absolutely.
Well, a positive mindset, as always, from XL5 and from our friend Mr. Goon. Thanks so much for joining us. For real, it's been great. You've been a wonderful guest here on the desk. Anyway, from all of us here at the OPL, we'd like to thank you for watching. Thank you to Mendrix as well for joining me. We're back tomorrow with those games we just went through. See you later.
Is he dead? Yes, he is. First blood picked up by Triple. He returns to favor in the mid lane. And here comes Tom Kench as well. They're jumping in. Chelby's been locked down. The teleport will come out from the Gragas. Cancel. He's going to jump in with the Stand United. Blinky is the target of choice. Already flashed away, but Jake is going to fall first. Series down the bottom lane. Big body bump. Big knock back. Raze is going to fall. Swiper's taking quite a bit of damage here. The Gragas is still trying to go toe-to-toe. Will get locked down. Blinky Spooks has come in. He's been exhausted. Blinky still wants to kill.
Still got
Gets him. While he just tries to eat him up. Nom 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 does not succeed. Jake is going to get a good bubble out halfway through the top from Swiper. Oh, Spooks going to take a lot of damage. Stand United is coming out on top of Egypt, I believe, which means Spooks is going to fall. Raze does take down Triple though, and Series is into the backlines. Egypt is going to get bumped, or does he, as he flashes over the wall. Arcane Shift follows from Blinky. Swiffer's trying to lock him down. Double chains are going to come out. One more auto attack is all it takes, and Swiffer gets the kill with the Sheen Rock. The connect, but here comes the Tom Catch. Big Shadow Dash comes out from Swiper. His dying breath taunts up Avant Garde as the rest of the Chiefs collapse and avenge their top laner. Through Chiefs are in for a surprise when he gets there. Raze will get the first kill. Stand United on top of Spook. The Gragas is taking an awful long time. Will get in, gets the body bump on towards Spooks, gets the kill for himself. Baron is going to go down. Swiper's up. He says, "You want to fight me, mate? Come take me one-on-one now." As the rest of the team decides to back him up. I think he's going to take a lot of damage. Swiper wants him. Is he going to get taken down? Yes, he does. Blinky gets that one kill for Kobe. He shouts as he takes him down. Big body pop going to come out of Series, but Raze is popping off here. First the double kill, now dashing back on the Series, weaving in and out of the team fight to get another one here. Swiper's trying to defend him. He's going in. Blinky's dead. Triple kill comes out for Raze, and that's all she wrote, ladies and gentlemen, as Avant Garde get aced here by the Chiefs. Jumps over the wall. Oh, he misses the taunt. Swiper goes through the entire team, and Spooks gets blown up on the back end of that. Now Swiper is the one that's in trouble. Series tanking up everyone in the front lines. Triple's gone back in as well, going to deal with a nice amount of damage. Swiffer is going to fall. Shelby gets that kill. Swiper's going to fall next as well. The double kill coming out for the Graves. Spooks is on a mission. That mission is stop the recalls, stop the ports, ladies and gentlemen. But it absolutely does not matter because Raze has got his double kill. No! What? The region? No, that can't be right. The inhibitors respawn. Now Triple's going to try and defend this one. Raze is going to stay alive. Does get to Stand United. They're fighting in the base with no turrets to hit. This is a disaster for the Chiefs. Raze flashed and blew everything as well. He thought that game was over.
Yeah, that's why you don't burn summoner spells. Try to finish the game. You can see going back in. Blinky's still alive.
Series is going to go down. Guardian Angel comes back up. Now the inhibitor, sorry, the Nexus is left open. Swiper just taps it. That's going to fall. And the Chiefs, after 2 attempts, third time's the charm here, spawn, and they're able to take down the Nexus and pick up the 2-0 victory over Avant Garde.